Greetings, family. We are in the season of joy. Greetings to every one of us. Hope we are all doing great on this wonderful set apart, holiest day, the day of unleavened bread. We are in the season of Passover for every negativity to pass over us, for every bad energy to pass over us, for every plantation, evocation, spell, enchantment of the enemy to pass over us. Yes, sir. This is the very season of freedom, resurrection, new body, glorified body, new song. For Abba Yahweh to unleash that wondrous power the royal law has been talking about. The royal law has been talking about the power, how awesome, powerful in action, in words, in deed, Abba Yahuwah is. This is the season, to confirm it. It's a season of confirmation for you and I today to circle around Abba Yahuwah's eternal blessed throne and to listen to what he has for you and I today. That he has good news for you and I. That he has wonderful song for you and I today. The very one we're going to be singing in the new kingdom. That is Revelation chapter 14. Are you one of us? Yes, are you one of us? That is going to be singing the song of Moshe. Which one is the song of Moses? That is the one I'm about to sing now. The song of Moses is the plans of Abba Yahuwah redeeming his people, his choosing people so dear to his heart. That is people after his heart, a peculiar people from the royal eternal priesthood of Abba Yahuwah. We are from his priesthood, eternity. And this one is not man-made, that can pass away. It's all is eternal. It can never pass away. So, our soul, our spirit, and our body needs to hear, needs to be touched by Abba Yahuwah, needs to hear the voice of Abba Yahuwah. I can say, of course, this message is a soul tie message. The very message that tie our soul with Abba Yahuwah. The very movement that redeem our soul back to him. It is the very message we want to dig into today in another dimension. Because Abba Yahuwah say we should just forget about the enemy, that he has already taken care of the enemy. Now it is you and me. Come on now. Let us reason together. What is the problem? What is the sin? What is the loophole? What is the lukewarm in you? What is so difficult that you cannot handle? Come now. I'm going to give you extra grace, sufficient grace to tear off those things that is still entangling you, to let it go. Because Yahushua did not died, and he did not suffer that much for you to go to hell, or for you to, keep glorying in sin. I said, doesn't matter. His grace, covered that. No. His blood covered you not to go to hell. But his grace is going to walk you out of every negativity, any contrary spirit, disagreeing spirit. When Abba Yahuwah said, do it like this, you said, no, that is disagreement. Then how can two walk together? Like today, now the feast of unleavened bread is the high Shabbat day. Is a double Shabbat. Abba Yahuwah said, keep it only. You said, no, that is disagreeing spirit. Abba Yahuwah said, offer a offering made by fire unto me on these days. You said, no way. You're going to do Easter. You're going to eat pork. Where Abba Yahuwah said, eat lamb. You said, no way. That is disagreeing spirit. That, that's been there right from Genesis 3. When the disagreeing spirit entered the midst of the people, what happened? Everything got crushed, and lake of fire were set in. a disagreeing spirit is still fiery. But Abayawa said, nevertheless, I'm able to roll it off you. Is the reproach in you. If only you can just bow down your head and say, Abayawa, I'm ready to follow you. If only you can just humble yourself and say, carry me through. I'm ready. And His so harm is so open. His harm is so powerful to receive you now. Hallelujah. And me, I speak to the elect, okay? Abayawa arm is so open to receive the Lordship of Israel. Anyway, we want to do it again in His presence. I want to talk about this wonderful, delicious food Abayawa prepared now for His people. You know about Abayawa when it gets tough, He Himself will enter the kitchen, begin to cook food for us, like He did in the days of Exodus. He fed us, of course, for 40 whole years with the food of angel. He prepared our food by Himself. Anyways, let's dig into why we are here today. Thank you, Abba, for such a wonderful day as this double Shabbat. It's a wonderful day. It's a remarkable day. Like you said, that it is prophetic movement of heaven for you to meet with us. Thank you for your appointment. Thank you for the set apart day that you said this is the way you're going to meet with us. Thank you, King Yahushua, my eternal high priest. Yes, for you are officiating for your people. Bless your holy mighty name, Abba, for giving us your holy begotten Son. Yes, to officiate for us. Love you so much. Thank you for the camp of Israel. Bless your holy mighty name for the power of redemption. And we're going to be resurrected. This is resurrection in the making. 3 days time. All is going to be wow. Thank you, Abba, for you are still in the business. Yes, of making everything wow. Hallelujah. I love you so much. Hallelujah. All right, now, family, are we ready to hear this wonderful good news today? I know the elect are ready. My soul, spirit, and body are also ready. Why Abayawa is speaking, or rather, why the Ruach HaKodesh is speaking, it's also teaching me. Sometimes when I go back to the message, I'll say, wow, I never know it was awesome like this, That's it. Anyways, here we are in His presence. I want to do it now. We are in the presence of Abba Yahuwah with this powerful message started for you and me. This Passover is prophetic. Abba Yahuwah appointment to meet with us. Time to bury anything not covered by His blood. By His blood, anything that is not covered, anything that is not redeemed, anything that is not washed, anything at all that is not allowed or the blood rejected, today must be buried. This is another phase of Passover. Because Abba Yahweh said, as for the enemy, I have taken care of them. Redemption, I have opened the door for you. Okay, now you are the one I need his or her agreement. You are the one I need your agreement. I need you to do something, to play your own part. Say, work out your own salvation. Don't say enemy is attacking me. No, Abba Yahweh said I have taken care of the enemy. The blood is sufficient now. Because whatever that is not covered with the blood is not coming into the kingdom. Whatever that is not washed in the blood is not accepted in the kingdom. And the grace can't officiate for you for this. In this very aspect, the grace cannot cover. The grace cannot officiate. The grace cannot do it. Working out our salvation is not a magic. Not at all. It is pure practical. Pure practical. So whatever that is not covered by the blood of Yahushua Mashiach needs to be buried today. We are in the holy, these are holy days, holy, especially today. Yesterday, because Passover is just one day. Passover is just one day, but I worked yesterday anyways. Because yesterday is busy, busy. Today is holy. Today say we must make offering made by fire unto him. No job, no work should be done today. Because Passover just few days, okay? See? Few hours. It's not up to a day. We can also call it a day. Okay. I think it's time 9 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the evening. Right away, the days of unleavened bread is one. This one is going to last for 7 whole days. Okay, Passover is another thing entirely. Why today is another? Passover is the blood, and today is for you. Yes, today is for you. Today, tomorrow, next, tomorrow, 5. These 7 days is for you. Only one day is for the Messiah. I've done my own job. Abayawa assigned him to play his own role, and he did it perfectly. Now, for 7 days, you are the one to do your own. That was why I said work it out. Because it's not magic, it's practical. You must work. It is continually. You must continue working out your own salvation year after year for the 7,000 years. Yes, for the 7 days. Represent the 7,000 years before Abayawa will make everything anew. Represent the 7,000 whereby you're going to return back to the angelic being you once be. That is, if you work it out for now, for this whole 7 days, of course, you are coming back as an angel. You were once an angel before, the serpent approached us and turned us into feces, making us to be ugly today. But on this journey, today, it started for you. Okay? Feast of unleavened bread is for you to keep cutting off flesh. Bury those things that is not needed in the kingdom because the blood is not going to cover that. Okay? So the king have done his own yesterday. Passover, the Lamb of Heaven. Today is for you and me. For these 7 whole days. Today, Abayawa said we should make offering. We should make offering made by fire unto him. What is that offering? Your flesh. Romans chapter 12 verses 1 make it so clear that our life is a living sacrifice, except if yours is a dead one that I don't know. But if it's a dead one, you can pick it up today. It is the power of resurrection. A living sacrifice, not a dead one. Lift up your holy hands. What is in your hands? Is the name of Abayawa be written in your hand and your head? Okay, now Deuteronomy chapter 6 verses 6, 7, and 8 said we should write the word of Abayawa in our hands. What is our hands? What is in our hands to be lifted up? Let your 2 hands be walking in the vineyard of Abayawa. And what is on your head that Abba said is the name of Yahushua and of his father Yahuwah is written on our forehead, which is in the Revelation chapter 14. So what was that? What is that? Is it tattoo? No. Are you going to be tattooing? Are you going to tattoo Yahushua on your forehead? Is that what it means? Absolutely. So what does it mean? You see all the scripture, Genesis to Revelation, to be piled up on your head. You see all the Abayawa's commandment to be piled up on your head. You see the words of the kingdom to be filled in your head. You see everything that has to do with eternal state for you to rule and reign with the Yahushua HaMashiach. It needs to be fully loaded on your head. That is how his name is being written. And that is how his son's name is being written. That is what is written on our head. Nothing more. It's not tattoo. Oh, Robert Sunday label. Okay, now, so let's begin to feed it now with the royal. I rebuke every wicked spirit in the mighty name of Jehovah. Any contradicted devil fighting back Satan. There's going to be throwing nonsense in here. I rebuke every exhortation of the devil. I rebuke and I command you all to be total obedient to the divine will of Abba Yahuwah in Yahuwah's fiery name. Amen and amen. All right, now, so we have already put in the title. So now scripture to validate this very title. You are great, Rabbo Sandeo. Yes, you are great. You are great, Rabbo Sandelebo. Imoseke Rabo. My Yahweh is so great. You are great, is great in action, in words. He's so great in his dealings. He's so great. Anyways, we are also running out of time. Let's quickly put this in Revelation chapter 1, verses 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. May thunder fire Jesus in Yahweh's mighty name. Now, for Jesus Christ, people said that he destroyed their head, the law, that he destroyed their head. But Yahushua here is telling us that if you read it, you are blessed. If you also keep what is written in it, you are also blessed, because the time is simply near. The time of, Reformation is simply near. So what is the prophecy that's still not yet fulfilled? Can we look into it in another way? Because you are not coming into the kingdom with what the blood is not covered. Uncleanness cannot enter his presence. He's about to come. The king is on his way coming. You see people, Matthew 25, they wear or still the 5 foolish virgins. They are so stupid. Do you know why they are stupid? They are about to celebrate Ishtar, goddess of fertility. They don't celebrate Passover. They are celebrating Ishtar. Ishtar, goddess of fertility. It pained me to my marrow to see that people are still celebrating paganism in this broad daylight, whereby they're being. We are already in, everywhere is so bright now. You still don't know Easter is pagan. You still keep on eating pork. You remember your Jesus is going to die on your Good Friday, but I always call it By Friday for you. And you say now rest on the Sunday morning. How can that be? If that were the biblical Messiah, whereby the biblical Messiah said 3 days and 3 nights. Cut yesterday evening by 6 o'clock. No, excuse me, by 3 o'clock. It's in Matthew 27. I've been doing that. He gave up the spirit, 9 hours of the day, which is 3 o'clock in Gentiles time clock. But ours is being called 9 hours of the day. Okay, we don't have 2 o'clock, we don't have 1 o'clock, no. First hour of the day is 6 o'clock, that is 6 in the morning. Okay, third hour of the day is 9 o'clock. That's where the Passover begins. 12 hours of the day, what am I saying? Oh, my Father. 9 hour of the day is Gentile, 3 o'clock in the noon. Okay, so but what am I saying? That is how Bible calls their own, or reckoning, or being named, or being called third hour of the day. That is what Gentile call 9 o'clock in the morning. First hour of the day is what the Gentile call 6 o'clock in the morning. Second hour of the day is what the Gentile called 7 in the morning. Yeah, so on and so forth, like that. Okay, so let's still put some more, because there are so many prophecies still not yet fulfilled. Okay, some has already fulfilled, while some still pending. Hmm? All right, let's still put some more. Let's see confirm what Revelation 1:3 said from his apostles. Okay, Colossians chapter 2 verses 8. I quickly want to put this: beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of this world, and not after Mashiach. For in them dwelleth all the fullness of the. Okay, in him dwelleth all the fullness of Yahweh. This is the fullness of Yahweh, and this is the song of Moshe in Revelation 14. Now, what does it say? Sunday is number 1. Okay, when we talk about mere philosophy, okay, is that another nonsense coming up? It's another one. Okay, these are mere philosophy, mere ideology, just as Pope Jesus is also mere ideology, may put it together. So you can take it from year 8 way to 17. So quickly I will rush to 15 now. That's where I want to get. Take my confirmation, or rather 16. Okay. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day like today. You shouldn't judge me. You don't. He said I should not allow you to do that nonsense. Whereby you're going to be saying, Passover, unleavened bread. What is that there? Why are you still doing that? We are not under law. Eh? Because the law, the grace of Jesus is absolute nonsense, okay? He said I should not allow you to judge me for that, okay? Or of the new moon. Of course, we started the new month 2 weeks ago. Today is on the 15th of the biblical first month 2023, or of the Shabbat day. Today is high Shabbat. It's double Shabbat, okay? Now, so we hear this, which are shadow of things to come. Is it past tense or present tense or things that is still coming? Let me take it again. It said, which are all these things we keep, which are a shadow of things to come. He said this represents something on its way coming. These things is a shadow, because as we are keeping it now, it's not yet clear. But when this the meaning of this very thing we are doing a review is going to be, wow, like your shadow is you and you are your shadow. You are your shadow. You cannot separate your shadow from you. Likewise, what we are doing today, or what Abayewa asks us to be practicing, keeping the memory in our spirit, soul, and body, is a shadow of the reality of what Abayewa make you and I to be in the kingdom. That is about to be revealed now. It's a shadow of something to come. It's not a shadow of something that was, or or that came. This is New Testament, okay? I'm just doing this thing for all these pork eating people, because I know they always come to listen, but they will never, they don't insult me anymore, but they will just listen and go their way. Fine. You must to hear. Faith come by hearing. Okay? I take it again, which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Mashiach. Who is the body of Mashiach? Is the elect. Is the elect. Is the elect. Yahushua is the head, and we are the body of the congregation for the new kingdom. He said all this is going to be found in our midst in the new kingdom. In the new kingdom, all these celebrations, Shabbat, double Shabbat, high Shabbat, holy day, month, this, meat, drinking, and he said it's going to be found in the new kingdom, because we are the body of Mashiach. We are the body, the elect. Joshua is the head, and we are the body. Husband is the head, and wife is the body. Likewise, we are the bride of Yahushua HaMashiach. So you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? What is it say? All these faces, is it destroyed like Poco Jesus says? Or there are still some hidden treasure in it that is on its way to come? He said the one we do now is a shadow of that very thing to come. Did you get it? All right, let me break it down. So today's unleavened bread, feast of unleavened bread. No iniquity should be found in you. So what is today's service for now? What is this feast service for? Glorified body. For you to become an only angel don't sin. We human beings, we do sin. We don't glory in sin. Like me, I don't. And I'm not saying I'm angel either. But when I messed up, no, I'm not going to be doing. There are all these petty, small things. I knew it's bad. I beg you, please have mercy on me. Afterwards, I ask for more grace. I will never return back. But when you keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it, and you keep doing it, that is no more sin. That is your lifestyle. That is no more weak point. That is your lifestyle, absolutely. The lifestyle you live for, what you practice. Because if you know how to really keep all these things, of course you will know it is for your own good. The shadow. That's what we are fixing now. And this shadow is going to bring out the real you. The real you. Okay, we have done that. Let us march down now to Galatians chapter 3, verses 24. All right, I read. Galatians 3, 24. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Mashiach, that we might be justified by faith. Now, he said the law is a schoolmaster. Because why did he say, therefore, this is Apostle Shaul speaking, apostle to the Gentiles? Why did he say so? That the law was our schoolmaster. Now, this is how the law is teaching you and I. Because I wasn't there when the lamb of Passover was sacrificed, when the illustration came, where Abayewa gave it as a memorial service. I wasn't there. But our Papa, through faith, they kept it. They observe it. As Abayewa gave them instruction, do it like this and do it like that. By faith, they did exactly what he wanted to do. Exactly what he wanted to do, they did it. Now, that is why the law is a schoolmaster. It's our headmaster. Can we go now to our principal, to our schoolmaster? What happened over there in Exodus chapter 12? You're also going to find this in Leviticus 23. Oh, there you will see all 7 feasts. And this is the first of it all. Now, how did Abayewa did it in Exodus chapter 12? What happened over there? You see the mighty hands of Abayewa, what he did in Egypt. If only you can just apply the blood on your forehead, your right side, your left side. So what is the meaning of that? Like I'm doing now. This is how I apply the blood. My 2 hands, right and left. The word of Abayewa is written. Deuteronomy 6, verses 6 through 8. Now, on my head, how did I apply the blood? I carry this message on my head. That is the name written on my head. And that is where the blood applies. That is where the blood sets in. But whereby your head is full of Babylonia, and how to worship sun, and how to worship Bekus, the Samoremos, the personator of the biblical mother of our Messiah, Mariam. If you not carry Esther logo on your head, you carry Easter logo on your head, Samoremos logo, Easter, goddess of fertility, you're going to eat more egg now, isn't it? You carry that on your head. Fearful. How did you apply? Fearful, Abaddon is going to slay. Abaddon is going to really, really slay. You're going to have much blood to drink. And he's going to have much flesh to eat. As Abaddon, the agent of death. Okay. All right. So, we still put some more. Now, like Galatians 3:24 said that the law is our schoolmaster. Or rather, yes, of course, the law is our schoolmaster. So now what is the law? Let's also take some from our principal, okay, our headmaster, the schoolmaster, the one that's going to be teaching us what the law is all about. Now, Deuteronomy 28, don't just read from verses 1 and 14 and stop over there. That is where you now deceive yourself. Read from 15, and that is what is going to shape you way down to 68. That's what is going to shape you. Now, 68, I read. And Jehovah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there shall ye be sold unto your enemies for bond men and bond, where is it? For bond men and bond women, and no man shall buy you. So what is it saying? No man is going to come down to Egypt to free you. What is Egypt? It's the land of slavery. So in totality, or spiritually speaking, what does that represent? The link of fire. Egypt is the land of bondage, the land of slavery. And the schoolmaster said, this Passover practitioner will be given unto you and I over there. You see how he said we should keep the feast of unleavened bread? That is how we should have been doing it today, before the ultimate sacrifice be given. Okay, So Abba Yawana said, do it like this and don't do it like this, because you are coming out now from the house of your slave master, whereby you're going to be on your own and you're going to be able to fix, that is, to listen to me and to do what I want you to do. Because now no more excuse for you to be saying, oh, Pharaoh is giving me more job, but no time to study Bible. Pharaoh said that I'm the one to provide all this whatever for myself. Before I was doing number so and number so. Before they said I should be making 20 baskets. Meanwhile, they were the one to fetch the whatever the materials I'm going to use. But Pharaoh said now I'm the one to go and fetch all those materials and still make sure I still make that basket of number, that's still 20 basket. So I'm so occupied, preoccupied, so occupied with a slave master, a duty. No time to even do your own Yahuwah. I don't even have time. You see the sovereign, you see. No, no more of that nonsense. Because I've already taken care of all those things that will occupy your memory, your brain, your knowledge, your intellectual. All those things is being taken care of. It's only for you now to be read to yourself, to be serious. To say, now I'm going to live for Yehovah. This is another phase of Passover, that you must cut off everything. You see, as we move out, as Abayawa moved us out, you see how he took care of Pharaoh's 10 plagues. Yes. You see how he did it. Now, the finishing part was the Red Sea. You see how he did it? He buried all of them there. Now, today, he also saying, anything that his blood is not covered, is Pharaoh in your life? Is Egypt in your life? Is slavery in your life? Is bondage in your life? You don't need it. You can't take it to the promised land. He must be buried. Exodus 40, is the burial ground. Are you ready to take all your carnality over there? Are you ready to take every of your worriness over there? Every of your situation, whatever that contradicts the royal law? Are you ready to give it to Abayawa and bury it over there? Because Yahushua buried everyone, every power of darkness that is going to be attacking or still using you, still directing you, still, enslaving you. He buried all in the cross, in the land of Golgotha. Are you ready to also take it over there? He's been buried in Golgotha. Are you ready to give it to Yahushua? Let him also bury it there in the old, in the new. Out of the mouth or 2 or 3 witness testimony must be established. Which part do you want him to bury your flesh? In the Golgotha or where? In the Red Sea? Where do you want him to do it for you? He's going to do it. The generational curses must be buried in the Red Sea. And the one you also use your own hand to do must be buried in the land of Golgotha. So which part do you want? It is for you to say, I don't want to be a liar anymore. I don't want to be a rebellious soul anymore. I don't want to live in disobedience anymore. I don't want to be a sun worshiper anymore. I don't want to be eating pork anymore. I don't want to be living for slave master anymore. I just want you to take all these arrows, spare this, cast on me, and bury them. Some will go to Golgotha. Golgotha, some needs to have the head of serpent. And all his armies that is still chasing, all his spear, all his arrows that is still flashing night and day will be buried in the Red Sea. Are you ready? You don't have no excuse, eh? Like Hebrews chapter 10, verses 26 says through 39, you don't have, it said there's no more sacrifice left for you. If you miss this one, if you miss what he did for you on the cross, you see how much he suffered for you. If you cannot get it, that will be the end. No more sacrifice. His second coming is not coming to die anymore. Rather, he's coming to judge. He's coming to sit judgment. That was what Revelation chapter 12 verses 5 said. He is going to rule the whole earth with an iron scepter. Do you know what that is? That is unbreakable power. That is ionic power. That is the power. When he releases on your head, it will shatter all. All will be shattered. That is the stone that is going to be grinding people into powder. Do you want him to grind you into powder, or to break you for a vessel of honor? If you are ready to be broken into a vessel of honor, wherefore, whatever that is dragging you with Yahuwah needs to be buried in Golgotha, needs to be buried in the Red Sea. So which one? And some will also be buried in Egypt. Their firstborn. Their army were in the Red Sea. And their firstborn were in the land of Egypt, including their gods. And their very head landed in the land of Golgotha. Is the meaning for today. So which part are you? Because Abba Yahweh said, if you go down to Egypt and to seek help, he said both Egypt you run to, and including you, he said he's gonna grant all of you together. I'd rather be broken into a vessel of honor than to be grounded into powder. So you can read in your quiet time Exodus chapter 12, okay? There you're going to see all the instruction as Abba Yahweh gave it unto us. Remember, your obedience is also going to bring about gold and silver and diamond precious stones. Because that is what follows. That's what I want to look into in the Shabbat, the day of resurrection. Because as sun goes down, as sun is going to come up. He said the word of Abba Yahweh is a double-edged sword. He will cut every Pharaoh down, every flesh in you is Pharaoh. Enemy's property, belongings, okay, their spare, will be cut off today. Okay, then on the Shabbat, the greatness of it, the greatness, the benefit of obedience, it is resurrection. That as you are coming, oh my Father, if a rainbow color blessing, all around blessing, is coming along, it's going to accomplish you. That is what it is. That is what Abba Yahweh meant. Okay, when he says serve me, he did not say you should come and serve me on credit. He did not say come and suffer yourself for me without paying you. He's going to pay double, in sevenfold, not even double, in sevenfold. If only you will let him step in. Romans chapter 6 has the answer for you. Can we do this together? What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Yahweh forbid. How shall we then that are dead to sin live any longer therein? How can you say you are a born again? When people look at your life, nothing shows that. Your talk never changed. Your work never changed. Your ideology never changed. Your lifestyle is still the same. Your sense of reason is still the same. When I look at the unbeliever, I look at Christianity, I even prefer unbeliever. What is sin in a nutshell? What is sin? Sin simply means breaking the royal law. I'm be ringing that here. It's a trumpet to me in this platform. What actually sin means. You can see that in 1 John chapter 3, verses 4. It says sin, for sin is the transgression of the law. That is the word, that is the only definition for sin and the only definition for iniquity. You workers of iniquity, depart from me. How can you be doing those great signs and wonders and yet you live in iniquity? That is a lie. You cannot keep, like, oh, now, you say you can't keep breaking the royal law and say, hey, I'm not on that law, you're under, you lie. That is the language of Jesus. The language of the link of fire. Jesus brought that language from the link of fire. It's not existing. It doesn't exist in our calendar. Only in the calendar of the link of fire you're going to be hearing such words. I'm not on that law. You are under grace, as if the grace is contradicting the law. As if the grace and the law, they are enemy. As if the grace is the opposite of law. What is law? What is the opposite of law? If you don't keep it there, you will be lawless. Opposite of yes is no. If you don't keep law, simply means you are lawless. Lawless or workers of iniquity, sinner, unbeliever. That is what it is. Now, what is the opposite of grace? Damnation, destruction. If you miss grace, Hebrews chapter 10, verses 26 through 39, make it so clear. No more sacrifice left. It's even more worse. If you don't keep the law says you are lawless one, sinner, unbeliever, workers of iniquity. That is what it is. But grace doesn't mean that. Grace said, if you miss me, you go to link of fire. I don't have any other way for you to survive it. So grace is not a license for sin. Grace and law work harmoniously. Let's sing the same song. When you go to Genesis 6, you're gonna see that even Noah, under the law, still walk in grace. So what is grace in another hand? Grace is to help you to walk. That was why Abba Yawa said, this is the fine picture. Abba Yawa said to Apostle Shehu, whom you call Paul, my grace is sufficient for you. When he was going through turmoil, when he was being tortured by the enemy, he prayed to Abba Yawa, please stop this persecution. Abba Yawa said, my grace is sufficient for you to deal with that situation, to deal with your flesh, to handle flesh, to say, if my flesh speak no more, and stand on my way, stand not on my way, for you are a stumbling block, not to listen to your flesh anymore, that whenever your flesh want to utter a word, you will say, shut up over there. Just shut up and don't talk to me. That is grace. Enabling you to do those things you cannot do on your own. That is what grace is, actually. That is what grace is. You're not going to be living a very reckless lifestyle. You will be saying, I'm covered by the grace. The grace of Jesus is so irritating. Eh? Now, verses 3. Know ye not that so many of us, as we are baptized unto Yahushua Mashiach, we are baptized into his death. So what needs to die now? Flesh. Flesh needs to go. It's not needed in the kingdom. It's not needed in the kingdom. For you to become the sons and the daughters of the new kingdom, all flesh needs to be buried in Golgotha, in the Red Sea, and also in the grave of Egypt. Yes, the tomb. Don't make it from the womb to the tomb, but make it from the womb and to the kingdom that can never be destroyed. I said the grace of Jesus, it always turned my stomach. It's so irritating. Now, verses 4. It said, you are dead to sin. Are you dead to sin? So how are you going to be dead to sin? It's like this, very simple. There is a wicked voice. I call it serpentine voice that spoke to the first woman in Genesis 3. That when that kind of voice is speaking to you, you are dead to that voice. Yahushua said, I know my sheep, and my sheep knows my voice. And they don't listen to the voice of stranger. This is how you are dead. A sin is a deity. Genesis chapter 4, Yahweh said unto Cain, from the loins of serpent, says, sin stand at the door knocking. How are you going to know it's a deity? Now, when you also go to Revelation 3:19, it says, Yahushua said, I stand in the door knocking. If you hear my voice, open. I will come and serve with you, and you will serve with me. We want to discuss. We want to have a dialogue. We want to talk together. We want to discuss how I'm going to fix your life, how we're going to do it in the new kingdom. Likewise, sin is a deity. And when he also goes to John chapter 1, I think 29, he said, this is the Son of Yahweh that came to take away the sins of this world. Is a deity. Okay, he always standing at the door. And he said, you are dead to that voice. You see, the first woman was alive to that voice. And that was why that voice destroyed her. Cut her off from the Queen of Queens. Cut the mask of Adam from the King of Kings. Yahushua will take over now. Now, he said, you are dead to that voice. Are you dead to the voice of rebelliousness? How can you say you carry Bible, yet you are still alive, much alive to sin? You glory in it, and it needs to be buried in Golgotha, the Red Sea, and the tomb of Egypt. Now, verses 4. Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death, and that. Okay, let me take it again. Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as Yehoshua was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also shall walk in newness of life. Okay, 5. For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. That is 3 days from today. We'll talk about that. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve what? A sin. Is a deity. You can't be a servant anymore, subject anymore, serving. For he that is dead is free from what? A sin. Now, when you are dead to that wicked voice, you are free from sin. Then you are alive in righteousness. Whereby you're going to do something that is out of service, the Holy Spirit is going to be convincing. No, 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 don't go there. No, no, no. Then you are now alive. Now you can hear a holy voice. 8. Now, if we being dead with Messiah, we believe that we shall also live with him. As you keep reading, you're going to be see. Just read it all. Likewise, reckon ye also. He said, whatever, if you give yourself to sin, now when you now begin to live a lifestyle of sin, which means sin is your master. You just carry Bible camouflage. Camouflage. Now, Hebrews chapter 10, like I quoted, I'm not going to be reading it 26 through 39. I read it, said no more sacrifice. Now, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 17 to 18. Let me quickly see if I will be able to read that. Now, this is the newness as you begin to walk. Yes, as you also have this glorified body, likewise you. 2 Corinthians 5, 17 through 18. Therefore, if any man be in Messiah, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are became new. That teaches of old serpent. Revelation 12:9 said that old serpent. So the teaching of that old serpent in your old body is done away with. 18. All things are of Yahuwah, who had reconciled us to himself by his word, Yahushua HaMashiach, and giving us the ministry of what? Reconciliation. That is what this feast actually means. It's ministry of reconciliation. Come now, let us feast it together. We're going to be doing it together. Okay? You are too lazy. Wake up from your sleeping. Wake up from your slumber. We want to do it together. Now again, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 6 through 8. Abba Yahweh said, wake up. We'll do it together. The hard part has been done. So this is just little touch, but I need you to do this one. These small ones. Come and do it. Your glory is not good enough. Know yet not that a little leavening the whole lump. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, a new loop, as ye are unleavened bread. For even Yahushua our Passover a sacrifice for us. Therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Is the message for you today? Is a trumpet call for you today? Come and do your part. Abba Yahweh says, thank you.